How you doing? Professor Hiccup here. Today we're going to do the band Manowar. We're going to do the song "Blow Your Speakers." Now, this song is not a typical Manowar song. This song is an attempt they did to get a little bit of commercial popularity. Um, Manowar overall is not a commercial band. Their style is a power metal with very heavy classical music influences, and usually their songs are about knights and barbarians fighting, or demons fighting kings, and gods striking down kingdoms, and swords and battle axes and all that fun stuff. But this song was a step out of their normal element, just to get a little exposure to what they do. Um, Now the band is from upstate New York, and they are an American band, but they aren't very well known here in the states. Uh, when they do world tours, though, they sell out arenas and stadiums in South America and Europe, but yet here in the states, not many people know them. As a matter of fact, they're from a place upstate New York, Auburn, New York, I believe, and my friend who introduced me to them was a huge fan of them back then. And we had found out that before and after every world tour, they would go to the small club and do like a little practice run at the club, go do their world tour, and then come home and do a homecoming party and again play at the same club a couple months later. So we actually would get to see them with about 100 people. Then they go and rock in front of millions and millions of people, and then come back and play for us again. As a matter of fact, one night we actually saw them with like 15 people, but that's a whole different story. But that was pretty wild. Um, so this band, at one point, like I said, they're trying to get a little commercial success, but MTV back in the day, they weren't really playing heavy metal music. So this song is kind of a stab at MTV, yet at the same time, it was their attempt to get some notoriety, and it worked. They got it. Let's get into this video. It's called "Blow Your Speakers." The band is Manowar, and let's check it out.
Yo, man, what's on TV?
Nothing. Put this on.
I wrote a letter to the MTV. What's going on? Now don't you care about me? Send the same letter to the radio. But my body went dead, like a shot in the head. Don't like it. Oh, rock and roll. On your show. Play it loud, don't play it low. Roll your speakers. Rock and roll. We got lots of stations around the nation, and the stuff they're playing, it just ain't worth saying. People want music to get moving. We don't want labels. We want music on the table. Don't like it. Rock and roll. Don't want it. On your show. Play it loud, don't play it low. Roll your speakers. Rock and roll. Ow.
Pause for a second here. This video is very typical of the '80s music of the time. They're doing the poses, kind of making fun of them, the jumping over each other, stuff like that. If you actually saw Manowar at any shows, or even know their style of music, you know that they're actually making fun of a lot of bands. Um, what's I could say? Oh, there's also, I don't know if you caught it, but it's not great quality. This video, it's the best one I could find. But I love the references to VHS tapes and vinyl records and all that stuff. Just makes me feel young again. looks like there's a lot of people at the show. Let me just show you something real quick here. This is Manowar about 5 years ago. Yeah, 2015. 49 million views on this video. Just look at the size of these crowds.
Raise your hands into the air, we're warriors. Brothers everywhere, raise your hands into the air, we're warriors.
And you see they have flags of every nation up there because they're that big around the world. Um, but like I said, here in New York or in the United States, hardly many people know them. But let's finish the video. That's a metal voice, my friends.
We got loud stations around the nation, and the stuff they're playing, it just ain't worth saying. We don't like it. Rock and roll. We don't want it. On your show. Play it loud, don't play it low. Roll your speaker.
Sign of the Hammer. The other people there, there's an album they had with a song. I think the album's called Sign of the Hammer, but it had a large barbarian on the front of the album with his hands crossed like this. It was called the Sign of the Hammer, and the fans have taken that upon themselves during the concerts to actually do that when Manowar's performing. But yeah, that's Manowar. I advise you to look them up on Wikipedia and read about them. There's so much information about these guys, and maybe check out some of their other songs. Like I said, I think their last tour was last year. So if you can find anything to watch, try and find their older stuff when they were a little bit younger. And at the moment, that's about the end of it. So that's a wrap.